redshirting? We've heard it once, we've heard it twice, and 1,000 times about so many different college athletes. But what does redshirting actually mean, and what is the process that goes into college athletes deciding if they would like to redshirt? Well, we'll be talking about all that and more. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down because it's your thumb, and let's go ahead and get into it. Redshirting is when college athletes decide to take 1 year from competition, and this allows them to gain more experience, time, or just preparation for the college athletics circuit. And this turns them into fifth-year seniors, or as you would see, a lot of super seniors, in which they have an extra year of eligibility. So you might ask, why do college athletes decide to take this route, as they purposely went to college to play these sports? And one of the ways that athletes decide to redshirt is academic redshirting. And this is when their grades and or cumulative GPA is not where it should be, according to the school or according to the NCAA, as the NCAA has a 2.3 or higher cumulative GPA requirement. Another reason why athletes decide to redshirt is because they just need more time to adjust to the college lifestyle, moving away from home, having to do more football, basketball, gymnastic practices, and do their schoolwork and just balance it all, as it is a huge adjustment. One of the more common reasons that athletes decide to redshirt is they just need an extra year to physically prepare for the sport in which they were taking, as some athletes may not be strong enough, they may not be fast enough to actually compete. Another one of the most common reasons why athletes redshirt is because they became injured during the preseason or very early on in the regular season of their significant sport. And this is called a medical redshirt, as they are able to get that extra year of eligibility back by redshirting. But even if they get healthy before the season starts, then they would no longer be able to participate in the last few games of the season. And the last redshirting situation that comes up in college sports is that an upperclassman may be in their spot if they are specifically playing like football or in basketball, as only 5 people can play on the court at one time. And in college football, they have a complete different set of rules from the other sports in the NCAA. And I have Darien Harris here, who is the director of player engagement at Michigan State's football team, here to explain a little bit more about this.
Football, you can actually play 4 games and still redshirt and still retain a year of eligibility. So it actually gives you an opportunity to get some game experience and then be able to redshirt. When I was playing, that rule didn't exist. However, in my class, which is the winningest senior class of all time in Michigan State football history, we had 26 out of 27 of our players redshirted. So it was just a normal thing. And, included in that group is a lot of us that made it to the NFL, some first round picks, high draft picks, some that are still playing football now in the NFL. They redshirted. So it's not a bad thing at all. It's a way to get an extra year to go towards your graduation. But also to spend a year getting bigger, faster, stronger, getting your body right and your mind right to play at the level that it takes to play at the collegiate level.
Talk about redshirting, or, is that like something that's pretty obviously it has to be early in the season when the decision comes, but like, do most athletes know like, hey, I'm going to be redshirted my first year, or is that like a conversation y'all have after like a little bit of training and workouts and practices?
Usually it's after a bit of training. Usually it's throughout training camp and based on the depth chart and where people are positioned, that you kind of have an idea. Sometimes you go into the season thinking you're going to redshirt, and 4 or 5 games in, you're needed, based on injury or maybe somebody in front of you isn't necessarily getting the job done. So you never really know for sure. You obviously want to come in with the mindset that you're going to play early. I wouldn't say you ever want to come in with the mindset that you're going to redshirt. You want to come in thinking you're going to compete for playing time. However, again, redshirting is not necessarily a bad thing. It's not a negative, and you have to take it, you get out of it what you put into it. So if you do end up an opportunity where you have to redshirt, you got to make the most of the opportunity and practice on the scout team, doing what you can to get the team better so that when it's your time, you're ready to roll.
And one of the biggest shockers in the redshirting process that really brought attention to the new NCAA rules of playing 4 games in a season was Kelly Bryant, as he was the starting quarterback for for Clemson football, took the team to a college football playoff appearance the year before, he decided to redshirt his last year at Clemson because Trevor Lawrence, now #1 draft pick, was determined to be the starter after 4 games in the regular season. This option has been used by so many other college football players, as we've seen Jalen Hurts use this decision after Tua Tagovailoa was named the starter for Alabama football, as well as Justin Fields, who used a redshirt season when he was at Georgia before he transferred to Ohio State. And if you would like to know more about NCAA transfers and eligibility, make sure to check out this video right here as I go over all that stuff. But now that you know so much about college redshirting, make sure to check out this video right here where I talk about how NIL opportunities give people more of an option in college athletics, as well as check out the entire How College Sports Work simplified playlist, which I'll have all linked down below. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified every time I post a new video, which are on Mondays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As well as leave me a comment down below telling me how do you feel about redshirting and if that would possibly be an option for you. Give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down because it's still your thumb. And remember, don't be afraid to join the convo. Listen to the sound of the sidewalk.